This is Judo, the second of the Zhang Yimou and Gong Li collaborations in the Imprint Collaborations box set. Released worldwide except China in 1990 and co-produced by a Japanese studio, this was a film that I definitely hadn't heard of, so let's check out this Blu-ray disc. I'm the Artie Dans, and welcome to Asian Film Fans. First up, a quick look at the film. Gong Li plays the title character of Judo, a woman who is given no backstory, but she has been bought as a wife by the owner of a fabric dye mill. He is a cruel man, desperate for a son, but is also infertile. Working at the mill is Tianxing, who the owner adopted. They have an uncle-nephew relationship rather than father-son. Looking for solace in between being beaten by her husband, Judo and Tianxing begin a secret affair, which results in her pregnancy. A boy is born. The owner believes it is his, until the secret can't be hidden any longer. Unlike our normal reviews, I want to look at the actual Blu-ray disc, the quality of the transfer, and the type of presentation you get when you buy this box set. As with Red Sorghum, and in fact all the discs in this collection, the presentation of the actual disc is rather simple. Another clear case, and another example allowing the cover art to pop, which this time appears to be based on the original Chinese movie poster, with the reformatting of the movie title. The poster itself is quite ingenious, featuring all three main adult characters and the three actors who play the son in various timelines in the film. Again, the simple red logo pops quite well on the black and white image. The disappointment lies with the back cover, just like Red Sorghum with a mix of fonts and text only, no screenshots or other images. The disc features the same art as the cover, but I'm not sure if it's just my copy, but there are some white borders around certain edges implying that the disc print was slightly off. I think this is a little unacceptable for any professional level product, and something you'd more commonly see on bootlegs. The inside cover art contains a photo of Judo and Tianxing in the cave scene at the end of the film that leads to the tragic ending. Some trivia for you. The movie was banned for a few years in China, most likely because it deals with infidelity and plots to kill. The original novel this film was based on actually features an incest storyline, as Tianxing was biologically related to the mill owner. This is also the first Chinese movie to ever be nominated for Best Foreign Film at an Academy Award back in 1990. That fact alone would have made a great quote for the back of the cover. The size of the contents on the Blu-ray disc itself comes in at around 40 gigabytes, a huge markup on Red Sorghum. The feature itself takes up 27 gigabytes. However, here's the strange bit. The image is 1920 by 1080, but the film is ever so slightly bigger than a 4:3 format, meaning the pillar box bars on the left and right are actually part of the video file. That has an advantage. It means those weird people who like to stretch the picture to fit their screens can't do that with this movie. Complementing the movie are two documentaries, both of which are unseen. But one is a 42-minute feature on the cinema of Zhang Yimou, which could have been featured on any or all of the discs as it doesn't cover one specific film, while the other is a 24-minute discussion with British screenwriter and commentator Tony Raines. Fixing the problem that I had with Red Sorghum, this disc does actually contain the international trailer for this movie. This really is a nice touch, and really shows how far trailer production has come in the preceding years. The menu though suffers the same issues as Red Sorghum. A clear yellow text for the top menu is ruined by the strange flip to black and white selection text for submenus. I'm going to assume the remaining 6 discs will all be the same. So how's the video quality transfer? This is another 2K scan of the film negative. It's not as crisp and sharp as Western movies from the same period of time, and my assumption is the quality of the film stock used. There is a bit of grain in the picture, which I really don't mind, but for those who've only watched films shot on digital, seeing grain is probably a little off-putting. True movie fans just won't care, and neither should you. Unlike Red Sorghum, interior scenes look great, mostly well lit, but for a few examples where there's more grain than light, thus really softening the overall image. But shots of the dye mill floor and finished products feature some spectacularly vivid colours in the yellows, reds and pinks range, with the welcome inclusion of some blues in certain scenes. Due to the nature of the film, the stock, the colouring and the set, this certainly does feel like a Chinese movie made back in the late 80s. Keep an eye out for close-up shots of background elements where the beautiful details can be clearly seen. Audio-wise, it's claimed to have a 5.1 surround track, but I don't have the appropriate setup at the moment to test 5.1 sound. But for a drama film like this, a 5.1 presentation is a bit of overkill. Luckily, the soundtrack doesn't suffer from any distortion with the music, while the syncing of the dialogue is almost perfect, leading me to believe that perhaps, due to Japanese production involvement, this may have used sync sound. That would seem impressive if so. The image is almost mostly stable, but does suffer from some odd bouncing during cuts during certain landscape shots. The movie scores a 3.5 out of 5. This is a great drama film with a very interesting storyline and excellent performances as you'd expect, with just some slight frustrations in certain character motivations, losing a point for me. The presentation scores 2.5 out of 5, losing points for the lackluster back cover and UI colouring issues, but unlike Red Sorghum, scores the half point for the trailer. The transfer scores a 3.5 out of 5. Again, considering the source, it's really good. There is some softness and grain in certain spots that are unavoidable, but overall, it's a clean transfer with great sound. I hope you enjoyed this Blu-ray review of Judo. Next up is a big one, Raise the Red Lantern. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.